We're recording. So this is a very hot, humid day. Get a fan on you. That's my tip for today. So once you have a fan on you and you're going to do some lifting of weights, it will make your workout go so much more safely and better. And put your gloves on. See there? I got my gloves on. Hi, Chrissy. We're already recording. So we're going to just start right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my chair right here center. See that? I'll turn it just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Anyway, here's what I want you to do. You got your chair in the center. I have my pad to start with. Okay. So I'm going to use the side of the chair just to start with. I'm going to take a step and then I'm going to say rib cage up. And my hand is back here on the side of my chair. Okay. So see, if I'm here and I take a step, the foot that steps is the arm that's holding on to the back of the chair. Okay. So right there, you have an opportunity to pull yourself opposite where your hand is and give a little stretch. Then you just step back. Then you step side and you're here at your chair. I'll put it right here in the middle so I can go all the way around it. So here I am right here. So I'm going to step back and roll into my calf. I'm not my heel. I'm not going to stay there because it's our warm up. Okay. But you see what I'm doing? Here's my stance right here behind the chair. My hands are gently on the chair. My shoulders are down. As I step back, I drop this knee. See, I just bend the knee. And I just go into where I feel a little stretch. Okay, then I come back. Then I do the other one. Okay. So I'm just going to keep it real straight in the back and then come back. We're not holding on it. We're warming up. But as I said before, it is a hot and humid day up here. So anybody that's coming in from the southern states, it's really hot and humid. Okay, so I do that about 3 times and I step over here to the other side. This leg is the one that steps out. And meanwhile, I have my hand back here on my chair back. See that? So I'm standing here and I just go step and then I go turn and I open out. And boy, does this start getting the upper body mobile. Okay, chin is tucked, breath in through the nose, turning, step back. Just do it like twice. So we're going to step back out. I'm going to turn. So the leg that I stepped out with, that's the side that my hand is on the chair back. And I say rib cage up and I'm turning away from the chair to really get warming up, mobility going. Then I step forward. So I'm going all the way around the chair. So I'm doing this little movement pattern a little differently today, just to mix stuff up here. So here I am at the chair and I have my pad on. Excuse me. Let me click that off. And I have my chair pad on because it raises me about 2 inches and I'm warming up. So I'm going to sit to stand. See that? So there's your chair pad. You need it right now. It works much better if you'll put it on there. I don't care if you can go all the way down. Put your chair pad on that chair or your pillow. It's not a chair pad. It could be a pillow. It could be anything, but it's this disc that I usually had at the gym whenever that we would do workouts at the gym. Your first sit to stand of the day, like repeatedly, is always a good thing to do to raise yourself about 2 inches. Take a big breath. I'm going to step side and I'm right here by the chair again. Who knew? Okay, so I'm right here by the chair. My hand is here. Okay, and I'm going to turn away from the chair. as I drop my shoulder. So it works much better. We're going through our warm up, you guys. So have a chair right in the middle. Put a fan on you. I have an overhead fan. Drop your shoulders. You're standing right by your kitchen chair. You're going to step out, and you're going to step out with the leg closest to the chair. Once you've done that, you've created a position that's going to allow you to really open up your chest wall, okay? So drop your shoulder, and you're turning away from the chair. It's the leg that's in front. See, you're turning away from the chair with the leg in front. Okay, drop your shoulder. You only do it a couple of times. Pull back. Then you're going to step side, and you're right here at the back of the chair. And here we are again. I'm going to put my leg back there. I'll turn here to the side so you see what I'm doing. See? I go back, but I stay right here in the front leg. And I drop it down. I come back in. I step back. Just 2 times. And now, listen, if you did this with me, the first one, the very first step back that you did, I'll bet you was pretty tight and you felt that calf stretching. Okay, this time it's not nearly as stretching. It takes that little of work to really get some benefit from that. Then I'm going to step side. I'm going to step forward with the leg that's closest to the chair. So let's do that again. So here I am. Okay, standing beside my chair, put my hand on my little chair back, step forward, and then rotate against the chair. You might have to adjust a little bit. Step forward and rotate against it. And you're going to go so far to keep that arm straight that you open this shoulder, okay, and the chest. Take a big breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Bring it back. Then you're going to step forward, and you're going to do a sit to stand. So I'm going to go into my sit. Then I'm going to go stand. And at first, see, I'm just using my hands right out in front of me, okay? Don't go so quick here. You're going to lean in, drop your shoulders, press, and come back up. Excellent. I think somebody needs to mute. Yes, Christy, if you could mute your device. I have everybody muted.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
That's okay. That's okay. We just get feedback. Okay, good. So here I am. I'm sitting on 2 inches extra. Okay, I'm telling you, this is a little trainer's tip. You avoid this kind of emotion because you're just getting warmed up. You're getting all those joints going, especially if you have issues like osteoporosis, like lupus, like joints replaced, arthritis of all kinds. You avoid this. I'm telling you the secret. Add a 2-inch pad when you start, okay? And do several sit to stands, because this move actually employs all your muscles, front, back. You're going from a sitting, you're going to reach out, you're going to stand. You're going to do that several times. And as you do it, slow yourself down because you want to feel the transfer into the heels. Okay, see how wide my feet are? Don't do this real narrow. Widen up. Say rib cage up, drop your shoulders, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, out, push, and you're up. Okay, now once you've done that, and now we've gone around 2 times. I've gone all the way around 2 times. We've hit this one. This is our 2nd or 3rd time that we've hit this. We've done several sit to stands, correct? Yes. Okay, now I want you to really see the difference. I'm going to take my little pad and I'm going to put it in the floor or wherever. Okay, now transfer, make sure your rib cage is up, go into the heels, go all the way down, all the way back up. Okay, now take your hands and come across like this, just cross your chest. Okay, rib cage up, shoulders down, breathe and exhale, and then come back up. Yeah, don't get comfortable down there, y'all. Here we go, back down and come back up. So we're doing this as a warm up. We don't have weight. We're not holding weight. It's just our body weight right now. But I'm telling you, you need to try to get to where you can do about 2 sets of 10 sit to stands. Now we did the first set with a higher pad, so we didn't have to go so far, right? But I'm telling you, if you have knee issues, and if it's like grueling every time you go to sit down, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna start avoiding sitting down. That's not what you want. So what I'm saying is, if that's you, you don't remove the pad. You keep the pad there. I would rather you do a high sit to stand than no sit to stands, okay? So if you're having issues with a wonky hip, knees that grind, and you just keep avoiding this move, then put the dang pad on there, okay? And keep at it. And if you cannot do it any other way than to have me yelling at you, well, just pull me right up on the YouTube here and we'll get it done, okay? So I've got 3 more to do. Breath, so I'm going all the way down to no pad there, but if you, again, if you have issues, use the pad. 1 more. Here we go. And come back. Yay. All right. Now I'm going to get my pad again. I'm going to come right back here to the back of the chair. And I'll put the chair back out here. Okay. Now I'm going to put that foot right in the middle of the chair, of the pad, but it's in the middle of the chair. So middle. See that? See that? So here's the deal. I hope you're able to understand what I'm doing here. Typically, I would not do this. Like in a class like this, I would need to be there and see what you're doing. But you see, this class is so advanced that I think I can do it. Let me show you from the front what I'm going to do. You're standing facing the chair with both hands on your chair. Here's what we're going to do. We're standing right in the middle, okay? And we're going to just bend our knee and then press back up, okay? You need to put your hands on the chair, okay? I'm showing you what I'm doing. Okay, those of you with hips replaced, knees replaced, if you've got arthritis significantly in the knee or hip, this one's especially for you. Okay, you ready? I'm hanging on here. I'm in a little bit of a hip hinge. See, I can't do this locked out. So you have to soften your knees. That's number 1. Drop your shoulders, keep all the systems of alignment going. My knee is soft, my hip is pushed back, and I'm down here. See, I'm like this. Okay, now I'm going to straighten that up. It's like a hip hike. I just hiked my hip up. But to get down and to get up, I'm doing a hip hinge, a knee bend and a hip hinge. And I just come down to where this leg is hitting the ground. Okay, so now my hips are like this. And I'm going to go into the foot and then down. And the reason I want you to use this chair so much is because I know very well what my tendency is. My tendency is to lean. And you see, it's this little tiny 2 inches that a lot of times is going to get us into trouble as far as weakness in whatever side that your challenge is. It's this little 2 inches, see, to get me up here, that I'm finally, by putting you in this position, your tummy needs to be tight, and every time you come down, so you try to stay rib cage up. And I know I have a tendency to overlean. That's why I'm using this. I'm pressing down. I'm going up into my foot, straight leg, and then I'm coming right down here, okay? So one of the reasons I'm doing this one first is, number one, I'm trying to get you to identify some weak muscles around the knee, a hip, a foot, a back, because deep in the back muscles, that has to do with this move, okay? That's one of the reasons why I'm leaning excessively, because this is my hip replace side, okay? So I'm starting to feel muscles in here that I hadn't felt, okay? Because I tend to overlean, and if you have a hip higher than the other, it's because my leg is shorter, okay? Because of the replacements. But we need to still work on those muscles. That's what I'm doing this for, number one. Number two, I'm trying to pre-fatigue some structures in there, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna step off and see I'm doing this so you can see me. You should be doing it like this. See this? Yeah, you're doing it straight on, okay? I'm just turned so that you can see what I'm doing, okay? So I'm gonna turn, because now I'm gonna be on the other foot, okay? Now you're gonna be straight on. I'm gonna try to be straight on like I want you to be, okay? So it's right here. So you can step a little closer to the edge, not all the way on the edge, just about 3 or 4 inches in, okay? Push down, number one. Hip hinge, number two. Pull this foot, don't let the toe drop, okay? Now hip hinge and go just to your foot, see? Bend that knee, push that butt back. Yes, it's only like 2 inches. Breath, keep your chin tucked, just like that. Breath, boom. Push your butt back, make sure your toe is up so that it's not pointed, because I want you to drop right into that. So I can tell you that with somebody with a hip replaced, a knee replaced, I have a knee on one side, a hip on the other side. Very different muscle usages that I'm feeling, but I'm doing everything I can to try to help you line up and address those little issues, those little weaknesses around a hip, a back, a knee, an ankle, okay? Take a big breath in through the nose, out through the nose if possible, or mouth. Okay, 3 more. I'm getting it up into my hip, all through my quad. Woo, breath, 1 more. And step away. Okay, so I felt it a whole lot more in that hip than I did in this hip, for a lot of reasons. This is the hip replace side. So recovery, just turn that toe out, just like that. See? Just turn that toe out. Go a little wider. See that? Turn that toe out, drop your shoulders, say rib cage up, big breath, a little more. Okay, this knee is a little bit bent. This knee is pretty bent, okay? Take a big breath and straighten that leg as much as you can and say rib cage up. Now bend the knee over, so like it's gonna go out over your toe, but then you stop short, okay? So why am I having you do this move? Number one, to recover some of the muscles that we just hit, but number two, to put you in a different balance position, okay? It has to make your brain work a little differently when you change things up like this. Okay, so I'm pretty wide now. I'm bending and I'm straightening. See, I'm bending the knee and I'm straightening the knee. Okay, now from this very wide stance, and those of you who have had back issues, listen, listen. I'm going to take this leg and bring it back. But if I do the typical move, which is you press and then you jerk your back. Don't do that. Go into a advanced or a deeper hip hinge, push off the toe and just punch. See, I punched and dragged. And I'm right here and I didn't screw up my back. Okay, let's do it on the other side. Okay, turn. One leg is forward. The other leg is bent. Okay, see, and it's turned out. And then I'm going to go a little further. Have your chair wherever you need, or a wall, or a bed, or a counter. See that? So I'm going to go a little bit more. So I want you to go wider than what you were comfortable with. Okay, so I'm going to bend. This is going straight. This is bending. Then this one straights and this one bends. See that? Yeah, stay rib cage up. Breath. In through the nose, out through the nose or mouth, whichever floats your boat there to help you breathe. I would prefer you get to where you can breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, but sometimes that's not possible, all of it. But I hope you're thinking more and more about nose breathing, okay? That's one of the reasons we have the nose, is to breathe, to help filter the air, etc. It does. I can't even go into all the stuff that it does. Okay, see what I'm doing? I'm doing this little nuanced move. I'm really wide here with my stance. My rib cage is up. Whoa, do I feel my back extensors? Every time I shift and bend and straighten, and then shift and bend and straighten, shift and bend and straighten, shift and bend and straighten. Okay, so now I'm going to take this leg, and this is especially true when you're out doing yard work and you've gone into a big stance and you've grabbed something and you're like, oh man, I've got to get back, get on balance. And you pull it up and you try to pull this leg up and you jerk your back. Okay, so that's what we're not going to do. So I'm out here. I have to get back to normal. I tighten my stomach, rib cage up, and I punch and drag right here. Punch and drag, punch and drag. You don't pull your back out. That's the whole reason to do that kind of a thing. Okay. Now we're going to catapult us into our strength work. Okay. So there is my little pad. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to use my weights, but I'm also going to use carries. So I don't know if you've got carries around there. If you don't, that's fine. Go as close to a 10-pound lift as you can. Like for instance, this one's 9. If I just use my weights right now as my carry, then I'll go into a 9. Okay. And so some of you might say, oh, well, if she can do a 9, but I have to go lighter. And I'm saying to you, most of your grocery bags are going to be at least 10, if not 12 to 14 pounds when you are out shopping, okay? So I'm going to pick up my 2 carries, which I have right here. This is 10 pounds and this is 10 pounds, okay? But I'm going to do a carry that's conducive to using 10 pounds or about 10 pounds, like a bag, okay? So here I am. I'm going to come around my chair. I'm going to come around my chair. So I went the long way, so to speak. I'm going to straighten up my stance. If I'm leaning, I'm going to quit leaning, okay? I'm going to soften up my knees. I'm going to say rib cage up. I have 10 pounds and 10 pounds. You can have 9 and 9, or you could have 12 and 12, something around that range. I'm going to step right here. because I'm going to go over the pad, okay? So this is a very compromising surface, correct? So I'm going to take one step, put my weight on there, get a readout, then I'm going to do the other foot. See, I'm going to step right in there, and my whole proprioceptive system is reading out. Because why? Because I'm fixing to release my toe in the back. See that? And I'm managing 20 pounds right here. And then I just roll to the toe into the heel. And I do it maybe 3 times, okay? So I say rib cage up. I go into that front leg that's on the pad or pillow, okay? And I'm going to release my toe as if I were going to step over. And I will step over in just a second. But I'm trying to get you to get your ankle, your knee, your hip, your back, your shoulders to really do a task of proprioception, meaning keeping you on balance while you just lift that little stinking toe, okay? Stay with me on this. This is a very careful work, okay? Take a big breath, breathe in through the nose, and make sure your diaphragm is starting to work. Drop your shoulders, exhale, release that toe, and you might have to tap down a few times. So if I'm having to tap down on this one, I know I'm gonna have to tap down on the other one. I know it. Okay, lastly, when you're doing this work, and yeah, I'm gonna switch every third, but so bring that foot down, okay? The thing that you tend to want to do is you tend to want to curl your toes up. I know, I caught you, didn't I? How did I know that? Because I tend to want to do it. And I know what happens when you're trying to keep your balance. Okay, so here I stepped up, and here's the thing I want you to check. Drop your shoulders. See, this is just hanging from my fingertips. I'm not gripping. Rib cage up, chin tucked, tummy is tight. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. The knee is soft. Your foot on the floor, though. See, the first thing I would look at, other than seeing that your knee was just a little bit bent or soft, is the second thing I would look at is what position is your foot on the floor. Because some of you have turned it out and you've done it to try to keep balance. I know why you did it, okay? So now I'm gonna try not to bend, and I'm gonna try to release that toe, which is gonna be very difficult for me on this side, okay? And then I just tap down. And I do that, I count 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, something like that. Bend your knee, don't overlean. Okay, get ready. Release that toe. Release that toe. This one's really hard for me. And you might have to tap it a couple of times. Breath. If you can make 1,001, 1,002, that's great. Even 1,001. Okay? It's going to make you lean all over the place. Keep your knees soft. Keep your knees soft. I'm thinking so much of Chrissy right now because she has to do this with both. Breath, 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 and come back down. And come back down. Yes. Okay, put your weights down. How are you going to do that? Put it in a chair, put it on the floor. See, my 2 jugs are full of water. They're heavy duty jugs and they're 10 pounds each. I measured them. Yes. So big breath, go down and retrieve them. And if it's your weights, try to make sure that it's 9 or 12. So here we got them right here, right? Now I'm going to step, and I'm going to step down. And then I'm going to step back over, okay? And I'm going to step back down, and I'm going to step back over. But what I am not going to do on this one is straighten my support leg. That knee stays bent, okay? See how I'm coming over and back? Don't be gripping with your toes. Splay your toes. Go into all four corners of your foot. Step over until you get ready to lift the heel and back. See that? Because you're simulating a normal stepping pattern. Only I'm doing it right now with 20 pounds that I'm hanging on to right now, okay? And I'm trying to really practice one side and then the other side. And I'm hesitating as I come into my foot down position, heel, toe, toe, heel. See that? Heel, toe, toe, heel, okay? It's hard for me to explain what a big deal this move is, especially if you're weighted, especially if you're hanging on to 9 pounds and 9 pounds in your hands, or even 6 pounds and 6 pounds, okay? But if you can approach a 10-pound carry, keeping your shoulders down, staying upright, and doing multiple step overs where you go heel toe and then you go toe heel, okay? And you're keeping your foot that's on the pillow or the disc, you're keeping that knee bent, not just soft, you're keeping it bent, okay? As you step over and back. So you should have been feeling it, but if you did this correctly, this is training, especially not only your core, but this part of your anatomy right here, okay? That's a big deal with knees. Okay, step down. All right. Okay, I'll let you rest. Put your carries on your chair. Shake out your hands. Pull your little fingers back. See that? Pull your fingers back with a straight down arm. Okay, if you don't really almost lock your arm out, you won't feel the stretch in the forearm that I'm looking for, okay? You have to really straighten up your arm here. And then when you pull those fingers back, you're gonna go, oh my goodness, because you're gonna feel it all here. I know. And then you just do circles. Then you're gonna do it on the other one, okay? So just take a wide stance, say rib cage up, drop that hand down, and pull those fingers back. Yeah, you're gonna feel that. And then you just do little knee bends. You hang out here. Pull, breath, pull. Keep your shoulders down, breath, pull, breath. And then you do that circle again. Okie dokie? Okay. So I hope you remember which foot you used before, because now we're going to be on the other foot. Okay, so now this is going to be my deal. All right. So now this one's going to stay here, and I'm going to step over and back, just like that. But at first, I'm just going to bring the toe up. So I'm doing it without my weight right now. So now I'm going to pick up my weight. Okay, I was just practicing. Okie dokie. Put the other foot on the pillow, just like you were going to walk over it. Act like you're going to walk over it. You keep this knee bent, not just soft. You bend it. Okay, now open your toes. All right, and just release the toe in the back as if you're going to walk over the pillow, but you're not. Okay, so we're going to go just release and then come back to a toe down. Release, come back to a toe down. Try to keep this knee very, very bent. If you don't, you know what you're going to do? I know. You're going to overlean. I know it. That's those weak muscles. Breath. Breath into the nose. Drop your shoulders. I know. I'm doing all kinds of little gymnastics trying to stay on balance here, but keep your knee bent. I have to tell myself that every single time. Knee bent, knee bent, knee bent. Woo! 1001, 1002, 1003. Keep your knee bent. Don't lock it. Don't lock it. Don't lock it. Don't lock it. And come back. Okay, 3 more. Breath. Getting better. Feeling it in those muscles. Ah. Okay. No quick moves. All control. One more. Breath. Breath and back. Okay. Whew. Okay, now we're going to go from the back and we're going to step over. Okay. And then we're going to come back into that solid foundational leg. So I'm back. Then I'm going to come up. I'm going to go heel toe. I got 10 pounds and 10 pounds. Then I'm going to rotate back into that bent knee. I'm going to pick the leg up and bring it all the way over. And if I have to stop in the middle, stop in the middle. That's okay. Keep your knee soft. Heel toe. Come back, toe, heel. Come over, heel, toe. Come back, toe, heel. Stay down. Say rib cage up. Say rib cage up, toe, heel. Breath. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Heel, toe. Toe, heel. Heel, toe. Toe, heel. Keep your knee bent. I'm thinking of Chrissy now. This is so hard on the hip replace side. Oh, breath. Stay with it. Try not to overlean. Breath. Breath. Two more. And come back. One more. Heel, toe. Toe, heel. Yay. Put those weights down. Check out your hands. Open. Go wide. Toe out just a bit. Toe out just a bit. Rotate. Thumbs are up. Pull the elbows in. Thumbs up. Pull the elbows in. Breath. Thumbs up. Pull the elbows in. Breath. Rock. Yay. All right. Shake out. Come up, lift, and down. Walk all the way around your chair. Don't forget which leg came up. Now you're going to do the other one. Up and down. Walk all the way around the opposite way. One more time. Step, lift, and all the way around. And then step, and then lift, and then all the way around. So why in the world would I have you do this silly little thing? This is not so silly when you think of what causes falls. It's getting on the wrong foot. It's coming off of a 2-inch little something, and you misstep and you're down on the ground. That's why I'm doing this. All these kinds of different ways of approaching your little 2-inch disc is a big deal, okay? We just did it with 20 pounds. I did it with 20 pounds. You did it with whatever you picked up. All right, now we're gonna keep coming back to this because I did a segment, I think it was on Friday on the hips. Anyway, we're continuing that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, like right off the bat, in a pretty heavy weight configuration. So I'm going to just pick it up. I'm going to pick it up. And I'm going to walk around. And I'm going to approach my little step right there. I'm going to go tap, lift. See that? Put the foot down. Okay, now shift. Now you're going to bring that toe up, the opposite one. And you're going to go tap. You're going to sit back and you're going to lift and come back. So if you watch me do this, you will see I'm very different on this leg, lifting, then this leg, where this one's the stability one. So I'm telling you, these are real world tasks that I'm trying to help you equalize some of your weak areas. And I know that mine is on these joints that have been replaced. I know this. But by going through and doing this type of a training where you're managing quite heavy weights on a carry position, but then I'm asking you to do single leg tasks, okay? But these are doable, all right? Man, I see I'm quite, I'm quite up on what's going on in the fitness world, so to speak. But here's the deal, y'all. Once you've lived your life a little bit, you don't move in the same way, especially if you've had replaced joints or you've had a lot of issues with joints. Okay, you have to do it differently. And that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to offer you some real strength work in positions, especially that benefit your hip, your back, your knees. And that's what I'm doing this for. Okay, so see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing right here? So this is 15 and 15 on my poundage. I know, I went right into that. I'm gonna let it pull me down just a little and then pull back. See that? Now, the minute I did this move, the minute you did this move, I can almost guarantee you that you locked your knees. I know, okay? Tight tummy, yes, but soften your knees, okay? The tummy will protect, and then you keep your hips still. See, I'm dropping like my armpits trying to come down to the knee. I'm trying to give you kind of something to hang how you're supposed to be moving here. Because if I didn't say that, the minute you see me do this move, you know what a lot of you do? You lock your knees and then you swing your hips in order to drop your, and I don't want you to. I have 30 pounds here that I'm managing, okay? I'm doing a very small move, generally speaking. My knees are soft and a little bent, a little. Then I act like my armpit is trying to go down to my knee. Then I come back. That's it. See this? Okay, this is a very different move than what I see when people are doing this kind of a thing because they think it's going to make inches come off of their waist. Number one, generally what you're eating is going to help you the most to get those inches off the waist. That's number one. Number two, why am I doing this anyway? Because I want to move better. Because I want my core to strengthen my bones. So I'm doing this move very carefully. So I drop my shoulders, I soften my knees, I say rib cage up. Then I act like I'm dropping my armpit down toward my knee or toward my hand there. And then I come back by tightening my tummy, not by throwing my hip and my back out of whack. Keep your knees soft. You just drop and you come back with a very tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. And don't get into doing the fast swinging motion with your hips here. Drop your shoulders, keep lining up, keep your knees soft. Breath, breath. Okay. You've done a pre-fatigue move now for your whole structure. So here I am. I'm going to step and step over. Then I'm going to step back and back. And so you're saying, well, what's different about that? I'm like, I'm doing it with 30 pounds right now. Step over, step over, step back, and step back. Yeah. Now we're going to change the focus of the weight. If you can. If you cannot do this, then just keep hanging on to them right here. That's fine. But I'm going to come here. I'm going to come here. And I'm going to come here. Okay? And they're just resting kind of on my thumb and my fingers. See that? So my elbows are just right out to my side. They're not up necessarily. I'm going to raise my shoulders and drop my shoulders. Take a big breath. Breathe up. Breathe in, breathe, go up, and then come down. Okay? So I'm going to hang out here, and then I'm going to step up and step over and back. Okay? Now I'm going to turn. I'm going to walk all the way to the back. I am not going to walk backwards here. Okay? Then I'm going to step up and step over and come around. So this, what I'm doing right now, is kind of tantamount to a weight vest. See, it's on my shoulders. It's hanging from my shoulders. And I'm trying to take you through some real life stepping patterns. So I'm going to step. I'm going to keep my knee soft. Come up with my knee, come down and come down. Take a big breath. In through the nose. Step. Knee up and back. And other one. Step. Here we go. Knee up and back. And back. Okay, now I'm going to curl this one down. Curl this one down. Just like that. I'm going to put my weights right there on my little pad. I'm going to get my 10-pound carries and move them away. Okie dokie. Then I'm going to get situated because I'm going to put my pad on my chair again. And if you have had hips replaced, you have arthritis, your hips, your knees just, they catch, all that, use a little 2-inch pillow right there. Why? Because I'm fixing to do what we started warming up with 30 pounds, 15 and 15. And who knows, I may go higher, but the point is I want you to load, okay? So I'm going to step wide. I'm going to go down here and grab. See that? I'm going to step right here in front of my chair. I'm going to take a wide stance, number one. My toes can be out just a little bit, just not a lot. I'm going to come down like I'm going to sit. I'm going to sit right down, see how that's feeling, and then I'm going to stand up against that. Are you ready? Big breath through the nose. You go into a lean in. So whenever I do this move, you can bet I'm saying rib cage up. So I'm going to come into here. I'm going to go into my heels. I'm going to say rib cage up and stand up. Okay. Now I can put these weights right in here. I can put them out here. I can do various carries with them. So whatever feels comfortable, that's okay. But you're a wide stance, a little wider than your kitchen chair. And you're going to come down and you're going to go tap down and then come back up. Okie dokie. So here we go. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Exhale. Tap down and come back up. Do not round your back. Do not round your back. Take a breath. I'm going to go 3 more right here and come back. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Breath. 1 more. And come back. Yay. Okay, step in just a tiny bit so that you're shoulder width apart. Okay, just shoulder width. Now come down, push your butt back. Bring those weights right here and just come down towards your feet and then come back. Here's what I don't want you to do. Do not, when you come down, do not put your head down. You got to stay, your head, chest, and your hips have to all be level. So you're going to pull, breath, pull, breath, pull, breath, push your butt back, drop into your heels. Do not put your head down. Breath, breath, 2 more, breath, 1 more, and stand up. Woo. And then come back down and sit. Okay. Now, here's the deal. I was going down and up. And I was a little higher than normal. But now the second set, the back part of my legs are going to be in contact with the little pad on my chair. Got it? Yeah, I know. All right, so these are heavy. Why are these heavy? Because I was doing carry-like motions, which are conducive to heavy lifts. And I'm working your lats, which need bigger weights. Okay? Are you ready? So I'm going to push into my heels. My feet are a little wider than shoulder, not much. And I'm going to come where the back part of my legs are going to stay in contact with the pad or the end of the chair. You ready? Here we go. Right there. Go 1. Make sure the back part of the legs are just in contact right there with the chair. Do not put your head down. Go into your heels. Breath, 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 and come back. Woo! I know. Almost makes you want to say a bad word, doesn't it? My cousin is laughing now, I know. Okay, I'm going to put those down, release my hands. So they're right here right in front of my feet. Okie dokie. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to do what we did to begin with. I'm going to reach out and come up. There it is again. Sit to stand. But it takes on a very different profile when you superload, when you change your positioning, okay? So big breath. I'm going to come down, down, down. Grab my weights again. Come up. Take a big breath. This time, I'm going to go a little more in with my feet, where they're just hip width. I'm going to go down, 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 down. I'm going to go into the hip hinge, and then I'm going to come up, and I'm going to reach out with my palms down. Then I'm going to come in and down. I'm folding. I'm doing this in a very prescribed manner. See how I just brought them up? So this is 15 and 15. I could do it with 18 and 18, but I'm trying to show you how to move in good form with a weight, okay? So I'm gonna go down again, heels, drop your butt. Here's the big deal. Every time I have somebody put something down the floor, they don't want to bend their legs. Get yourself bending. Do not put that head down, okay? Get your butt down. If you want to get stronger in your legs, get your butt down. Go into that butt down position and then come back up. Breath. Here we go. Butt down. 1 more. Oof. And come back. Yay. Okay, I'm going to put these down. I'm going to change the focus. Now I'm going to go back to lighter. Okay, so I'm going to switch my weights to lighter. So what's my light? Okay, my light is 6 and 6. For you, it might be 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, whatever. It needs to be light. Got it? Okay. Take a big deep breath. Okay. This time, I'm going to go a little lower on my chair. So what am I doing? I took the pillow, put it in the floor. Now, if I wanted to really work you, I would have you stand on that pad right in front of your chair. And then you would have to drop until you touched your butt to the seat and then back. But you'd be standing on the pillow. Okay? But I'm not having you do that right now. If you want to, you can. Be forewarned. This move will get you off, especially if you're on a spongy surface, but you will work much harder. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to come down, just come right here, and then come back. Okay? So it's a very different move. I'm lighter weight, holding the lighter weight. I'm going into my heels on the same form, but it's very different. Breath. Now the next one, we're going to do a little arm work. So stay with me. Get your butt down there, number one. Now hang out here and go punch, 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 pull, 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 pull. It's a fly. Pull, pull, pull. Two more. Breath. And come back up. Nice. Okay. Big breath into the nose. Out through the nose. I hope you have a fan on you. That's number one. Now what we're going to do is stand right on our little pillow, our little disc. If you have replaced joints, if you have forward head issues, make a pact with me that you're going to stand on this little disc 3 to 5 minutes, pretty much every day. Okay, that's very doable. I'm not asking you to, do it with one foot. I'm just saying stand there and bring your arms in. It could have a weight on it. It doesn't have to. Just do some of these little movement patterns. I'm just going to go right above my ear. I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to act like I'm pouring a drink out. Then I'm going to pull it back in. And here's what I'm going to do right now. And here's what I want you to do right now. Many of you have locked your knees. I know, I busted you. Unlock them. Tight tummy, drop your shoulders. Pour the drink out. Pull it back. Go just above your ears. Bring it back. Pour the drink out. Unlock your knees. Bring it back. Go just above your ears. Bring it down. Pour the drink out. Now hang on here. Hang on. Now pull your shoulder blades together. Pull your shoulder blades together. Shoulder blades together. Breath. Pull the shoulder blades in. Pull the shoulder blade in. Hold, 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 hold. Breath, breath, breath. Down. And step off. Okay? So, homework challenge is, and every time I put my weights on my little disc here, I bring all the channel all the way up as high as it can go. That will keep little grandkids and maybe your husband from lifting them up. Shake out, shake out, shake out. So what we did today is some real nuanced things, and I hope that it helped you understand that we've got a lot of structures around hips and in backs that are little, that need little attention. And that's what I did for the whole warm up. And then we went into heavy lifting. Good job, everybody.